Referee Josh Hosang just cleaning up the some water left there by Mr. Christopher Judge. Pouring water on top of him. There's the ring girls again.
Well, Josh can keep on wiping up the ground.
Yeah, just stay on the view because he's too big to be in the view right now.
Alright, so another round of exciting action. Let's go.
I wonder if Cleon, I don't know where this fight's going to go now, though, Adam. I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
anything's possible.
Our prediction of Cleon keeping the fight. Oh, big kick. Sends Gevan flying back to defense.
He's scrambling now, but he's landing those knees again. I mean, yeah, he is landing some good shots.
Gevan did really well to get back up after that kick. That was a solid front kick.
Solid front kick. Gevan just waiting by not going to get to. Oh, Cleon goes for the takedown again. I don't know why he did that. I mean, he landed a big leg kick. I don't know why he go for a takedown now. Gevan immediately locking up Cleon and breaking his posture down.
Going to the guard, yeah. And you can see the difference in
going to the guard and not the scissors clinch.
Yeah, and you can see the difference in skill on the ground because where Gevan was able to ground and pound Cleon when Cleon was on his back, Cleon cannot do the same. He's trying as best as he can to posture, but he can't. Gevan has his arm wrapped around the back of his neck and holding down on the back of the arm on the opposite arm, while the leg goes in the guard position,
and this just goes to prove. I mean, Cleon physically looks like a physically actually
he's going for an arm lock. So it's a kimura. A kimura is a Japanese word for a master who defeated Helio Gracie, who's the master of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
I think
Jiu-Jitsu.
I think Cleon has actually.
And Gevan also triangle the body. This might be a little bit difficult, but it provides Gevan with a bit of breathing room.
Yeah. And it gives him time too, because it's very hard to break a body triangle.
And it also tires the person who is being triangled. But Gevan is trying to go for the Kimura, which is a figure 4 arm lock, shoulder lock, sorry.
Actually, he looks like he could turn him from this position too if he puts that foot on the ground, because Cleon's posture is so very high, very high. It wouldn't surprise me if he actually tried to.
I think he's looking to take it back now.
I think he's looking to take it back.
And he's still going for the armbar. And he gave it up, and Cleon starts to ground
straight back into guard. You know, it just proves it. You know, Cleon, even though he's physically stronger, looks physically stronger, Gevan's skill, you know, he has the skills and the strength to break him down and not let him work. You know, and that's what's giving Gevan the advantage.
And there he goes again for the Kimura. What Gevan needs to do here is Gevan needs to use that open guard that he has right now. He needs to plant his right foot down and get his hips out in order to become a little bit more at 90 degrees of Cleon's body, as he is right now.
Cleon really extended his arm, trying to scramble. Tough guy. I mean, it's not easy to be in those positions.
What Gevan needs to do is he needs to bring Cleon's arm in, his hand in closer to the body, and he sweeps him. And ground and pound. He's in full mount now. This is a very hard position for Cleon to be in, because he cannot guard his hips, and Gevan is right on top of him.
Working his ground, and he can actually take his time and work his ground.
And then we saw our first elbow. Let's go. Very nice. Even Cleon is
trying to buck his hips, but
He's trying to bring the legs over to pull Gevan back down, but that's very difficult to do. Very difficult.
And you see how high Gevan is up on his body, and Cleon, as I mentioned, is very his weight is.
And here we go. Gevan's going for an armbar.
He's holding on to the hand. I don't know if he can fully extend.
And there's Cleon shaking his head.
Cleon's linked his hands.
Cleon is actually shaking his head, like telling Gevan, no, he's not going to get it.
He's taunting him.
That's amazing.
He's taunting him a little bit. He's linked his hands, and he's actually trying to avoid Gevan from getting that one hand out. Up.
And
right back. Cleon actually turns him. And now he's working. You see, immediately locks him up again.
I actually don't think that was a very wise move by Gevan to go for that armbar when he had that full-on mount. We seem to have a little break. I think that was a bit of a
And some technical difficulty. Look at that front kick again. That is just
amazing front kick. He slammed him straight to the arm.
He should have actually followed up with that left front kick with a right hand. I think that would have probably ended the fight if he followed through with that right hand.
Right.
But he did land some shots afterwards, and that just proves to say, even though Gevan is not a debut fighter, he does have a chin. You know, to all those who's going to fight him in the future, Gevan does have a chin, and he's willing to stand up. He's willing to stand up, even though he's proven himself on the ground. He didn't actually go for most of the takedowns. It's Cleon that's actually gone for the takedown attempts. You know.
So it seems as though we had a little bit of technical difficulties with regards to the lighting and so on, but I'm sure the fight is going to resume. And there we go, we resume. I guess it looks a little...
trying to stay out of range of that kick. Oh, he lands a stiff jab to the face.
Once again, as you said, the boy has a chin.
Yeah. But you know, Gevan is playing with dropping that left hand a little too much. He's landing some big shots on Gevan.
Cleon is throwing some big hands.
Big hands.
Gevan controls him against the fence.
And he's got both underhooks there, so he's actually in a more dominant position.
Throwing the knees, trying to soften up Cleon's legs, possibly, so he can't throw the big kicks.
Cleon should actually be trying to get some underhooks in now to try and break down Gevan and probably turn him onto the cage and put himself in a more dominant position. But he looks like he's just working the back of his head right now. And there's a big knees.